Sa siston emma tuolion afton tisikumeni salimessa fiafo teosasi.
Hi, my name is Miss Christina and I'm the Nipia teacher at the parish of St. Silianos in Crimea. Thank you to my two Nipia students, Frankie and Patricia, for chanting the hymn for us at the beginning of this video. Now, today's story takes place many years before Jesus lived on earth, and it comes from the Old Testament. What Old Testament stories can you think of? Maybe you thought of the story of Adam and Eve, Noah's Ark, Moses parting the Red Sea, or even Daniel in the lion's den. Well, today's story is about three Jewish men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They lived in a place called Babylon and worked for the king. At that time, the king of Babylon was called Nebuchadnezzar, and he decided to make a golden statue that was about 27 meters tall. That's huge, right? King Nebuchadnezzar then made an announcement. People of all languages, when you hear the music, you must bow down and worship the statue because I have said so. Whoever does not obey and worship the statue will immediately be thrown into a fiery furnace. But Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego believed in the one true God and would only bow down to him. They were not going to bow down to a statue. So, the next time the music played, everyone stopped what they were doing and they bowed down to worship this idol. Everyone, that is, except for Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Some of the king's workers that were jealous that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego had such good jobs saw that they would not bow down to the image, so they immediately ran to go and tell the king. When King Nebuchadnezzar heard the news, he was very angry. He immediately ordered that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego be brought to him to explain why they wouldn't bow down to the statue. The men were brought before the king, and he said to them, "Is it true that you will not bow down and worship the image of gold that I have made? Just in case there was a mistake, I'll give you another chance. When the music plays again, you will bow down to the statue, and if you don't this time, you will be thrown into a fiery furnace. Then who will be able to save you?" Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego looked at each other and replied to the king, "Nebuchadnezzar, we did not make a mistake, nor will we apologize for not bowing down to your statue. If we are thrown into the furnace, the God we worship will save us and he will rescue us. But even if he doesn't, we want you to know that we will not serve your God or worship the image of gold you have set up." That made Nebuchadnezzar even more angry. Right away, he ordered the furnace to be heated up 7 times hotter than it usually was, and commanded some of the strongest soldiers to throw Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego into the furnace. As the soldiers threw the men in, the flames of the fire killed the soldiers because the fire was so hot. Then King Nebuchadnezzar jumped to his feet in amazement and asked his advisors, "Weren't there only 3 men thrown into the fire?" They replied, "Oh yes, King." He said, "But look, I can see 4 men walking around in the fire. They are unhurt, and the 4th one looks like an angel." Nebuchadnezzar then shouted, "Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, come out." So the 3 men walked out of the furnace without any burns, no hairs on their head burned, and all their clothes perfectly fine, and no smell of fire on them at all. At that moment, Nebuchadnezzar knew that they worshipped the real God, not some fake statue. God had sent an angel to protect them. And even more importantly, he realized that they truly believed and trusted in God. So from that day on, the king made an announcement that all the people could not say anything bad about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego's God, or they would be badly punished. The king then gave the three men even better jobs than they already had. So, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were willing to die rather than serve or worship any god other than the one true God. So, this story teaches us, boys and girls, that if we too keep trusting in God, He will always protect us.